Hello and welcome to hopefully a quiet version of Maza Bitcoin, just so you can get a somewhat of an understanding of what my bike looks like. I don't know if you could see in the camera from what I'm doing now. The beautiful part of Vietnam. There's all these little fisheries here and strange little mountains and temples. It's just gorgeous. This road on the map is just a teeny little sliver. You just have to make sure those teeny little slivers keep going onto another road, because sometimes they just end. So you have to do your research about, or I have to do my research about where I'm headed. Give me 1 second while I locate this cord. So you can see that's my bike there. Yeah. Woo! Maza Bitcoin, out in the free, out in the wild. I don't know what this is gonna look like on film, but just show you guys what's going on here. It's just gorgeous and relatively free to be here. When I say free, I mean $7, 7 USD, clean, extremely clean hotel rooms. Something I'd like to get straight with most of the population and probably most of the people who watch this program. Vietnam is clean. Vietnam's a very clean country, and as I say that, we're driving by a bunch of trash. Murphy's Law. But yeah, Vietnam, the people are very clean and they pay attention to detail, which I cannot say about most countries' people. And they're a communist country mixed with capitalism, like China somewhat, as I've mentioned before. And but they're a clean people. They keep their bodies clean. They keep their places where they live clean, cleaner than I would say most others around the world. One of the most clean people I've happened on are the Vietnamese, and I've been here many times. So I've been able to view it time and time again. Maybe I'll stop for a minute in this little town. This looks like a nice little place. And grab something to eat. I just saw a woman had some food. See what it is. I don't really know what it is. So I'll check it out. So, Bitcoin today, Bitcoin price around 8,200. I've noticed, you know, I have a strategy, what I do with Bitcoin. What I do and most people don't do is I put all my money in Bitcoin, all of it. I love it when people honk for no reason. They love doing that. They just can't help themselves. Let me just put this phone down a bit so I can look less intimidating. One of those coconuts would be good. Hello. Hi. One, please. Yeah.
Dừa nó à?
And one.
Bánh mì hả?
One sandwich, please. Yeah.
Bánh mì ăn lại gì?
One.
Không biết này.
One. Yeah. I think they got it. Who knows for sure? So a beautiful place here. There she goes, chopping up the coconut. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that. So this coconut is less than $1. I don't see any prices, but they're always less than $1. And they'll give you a spoon to get out the meat of the coconut if you choose to do so. So what I want to talk about in Bitcoin is the fact that you can, what I've come to know over all this time, see how she gets this coconut fish. They all have a different way of affixing the coconut, you know, and making it something we'd like to eat. Sometimes they mix it with ice and the meat together in one cup. Other times They put the ice and the meat in one glass cup, and then they dump a bunch of sugar in it. You know, they'll do all kinds of stuff. So you have to be specific or try. You can use a not Chinese. You can use a Vietnamese translation on your phone. You can attempt translation. It doesn't always work out well. So what I wanted to discuss was in Bitcoin, it tends to work in cycles, you know, and there's a window. Gaman, thank you. Look at that there. Oh, delicious. So it tends to work in cycles. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is when you're holding a Bitcoin, that's why I recommend everyone buy, you know, maybe $100 US in Bitcoin, and then just watch what it does. Just get used to what it tends to do, you know. And what Bitcoin tends to do, what Bitcoin tends to do, is it works in, I would say, 3-month increments. Meaning, it'll shoot up, and it'll shoot up at the top of the window. Right now, the top of the Bitcoin window happens to be about 10,000 USD. That's the top of the window. And the bottom of the window, as I've said many times before, and it's touched it 3 times, is about $6,900. So we've got this range from 7,000, we'll just say 7,000 US dollars to 10,000 US dollars. That's the current range. Now in this range, of course, right now, Bitcoin touched a little over 9,000 and then dropped, and it's in the low 8s now. Can it get down to 7,000? Maybe. I don't think it'll go down that far because it commonly achieves higher lows. Over time, the lows, especially over years, the lows are always higher than the previous years. And so we've got a low right now. I think we have a technical low at 6,900. We can't go below that. So as Bitcoin rises, you know, and it went up to about 7,900, and I figured that its bottom was 6,900, so I took one out. You know, you take a percentage. Come in. Okay. I have no idea what she's saying. She's offering me something. She gave me a piece of bread. I thought, oh, it's hot. That's nice. It's a hot piece of bread. Maybe it's something to mix with the bread. But so what I want to say is that what I'm saying is that when Bitcoin hits a fervor, you know, everyone's talking about it. That fervor tends to be 10,000 recently. If you're able, take a portion of your holdings out at whenever that fervor is. Hold that portion out. Let Bitcoin drop over the next few months. Okay. Let Bitcoin drop over the next few months. Can't touch this. Look at these great vegetables and stuff she's fixing up for me. Cool. I just love Vietnam, man. It's so inexpensive. It's safe, very safe, especially outside of the larger, especially outside of the larger